Amazing fact that this looks fun. In this case, it's a bit tragic. It's about Guantanamo. No, it's not about all the people who were force feeding. It's not about the 79 people who have been cleared for release. You're free to go, except, oops, no one will take you, and we actually will not let you go. We had this agreement worked out with Uruguay. They were supposed to take 6 of our guys, but our Defense Department took so long to clear the agreement that Uruguay changed their minds. Great. 79 people, free to go. They're served whatever sentence that they never got in the first place. They're innocent. They're not supposed to be in prison. We've been keeping them for years and years anyway. But that's not about today's story. Today's story is about costs. So New York Times with a great story about how Guantanamo facilities are deteriorating. But in the midst of that story is where we find our amazing fact. So in order to house an inmate in a domestic maximum security prison, it costs us approximately $30,280. That's what it cost us on average last year. Now, that's not a minimum security prison. That's not an average prison. That's a maximum security prison, $30,000. Now, do you know how much it costs per detainee in Guantanamo Bay? $3 million annually. Every year, we literally spend 100 times how much we would spend to house them at a maximum security prison like the one we have in Colorado, where, by the way, we have the blind sheikh who did the first World Trade Center bombing. We have Oklahoma City bombers. We had them there, and some of them still there. And then we've got the Unabomber. We've got all those guys there at $30,000 a year. At Gitmo, it costs us $3 million a year. You know how much taxpayers spent on just that one prison that at this point holds 149 detainees? $443 million. Not overall. Just in 2014, that's what it's going to cost us. $443 million to detain 149 guys, 79 of which we're not supposed to detain anyway. We already said they're free to go, except we won't release them. Insanity, man. New York Times story is a long one. It's an interesting one. In one case, a prisoner needs some medical equipment, otherwise he might die. Well, we can't let him die. That's inhumane. That's against the Geneva Conventions, etc. Except there are no large medical facilities on Guantanamo Bay. So they fly in a piece of equipment that costs $1 million. And then it just deteriorates there. They just keep it outside until it's not usable anymore. There goes $1 million, wasted, thrown in the garbage. Whereas if he was in, for example, Colorado, in our maximum security prison, from which no one has ever escaped, okay, they would have walked him down the street or down the, taken him down a highway, or brought a doctor in, brought that machine in, and it would have cost very, very little. Instead, $1 million of your money gone. Okay, so now that it's been there for over a decade and it's starting to fall apart in the Caribbean heat, they've requested another $200 million to rebuild just one of the structures there. Great. Looking forward to that campus being rebuilt. I was told that we were going to close Guantanamo Bay. You remember the 2 guys who agreed to that? President Obama and John McCain back in 2008? Well, luckily they were running against each other, so whoever won, we were going to get Guantanamo closed. And here we are, however many years later, voila, they're still open, still costing us a ton of money. Welcome to the stupidity of America. And by the way, as our journalists are being executed and beheaded in the Middle East, they have our journalists dressed in the orange outfits that we make the detainees wear in Guantanamo, saying, oh, hey, you tortured us first, so we get to behead your guys. This Guantanamo has been such a winner for us. We broke all international laws in setting it up and maintaining it. We never even tried the guys. There's 14 guys there that are actually dangerous, actually did 9/11, or at least in some ways. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was the guy who planned 9/11. We haven't even tried them. We haven't even brought them to justice. Guantanamo is a massive, massive failure that continues to needlessly cost us about $500 million every single year. Yeah, geniuses in Washington, keep that open. It's working out really great for us.